Namaskar friends, this is NJ, host on this channel. In this video, we will try to understand a rare phenomenon event which is going to be happening in transit from 9th of February till 12th of February when almost 6 planets are going to be conjunct in the sign of Capricorn in transit. So how to decode this conjunction of planets in transit, that is something which we are going to discuss in this video. And for your ease, I have divided the content of this video in 3 sections. In the first section, we will try to understand and decode the planetary transit and their energy, how it is going to manifest. In the second section, we will keep the ongoing protests and situations in India on the center stage, and we will try to understand how these planetary alignments are going to impact all these ongoing protests and agitations. And in the third section, friends, we will try to understand basis your ascendant, how it is going to impact you personally. So okay friends, if you have to understand the rare planetary conjunction which is going to be happening very soon, so you have to understand this thing that in this whole year the only planet which will be in a dominant state is going to be Saturn only. And if you will try to get more deeper into it, so when we talk about the slow moving planets, so we all know that the planet manifest results only on the basis of not only on the zodiac sign they are transiting, behind the zodiac sign in which nakshatra they are transiting, or whatsoever events are going to happen in your life, there will be strong possibility that you will experience them, you will perceive them in a very intense way, because Saturn is going to be transiting in the nakshatra of Shravan, Rahu is already transiting in another nakshatra of moon which is Rohini, and Jupiter is also going to be in a major time, is going to be transiting in the Shravan nakshatra only. So I mean to say guys, you have to give attention to two things, whether in the form of the ongoing or upcoming alignment which is going to be happening, or even after that. So the one thing which is going to be is definitely you have to give attention to the affairs of your career. This year can actually bring very good results if you will put your efforts and your endeavors in the right direction, because you have to understand this thing that guys, after 2020 and after the breakout of this COVID virus, so in the second quarter of 2020 only, so many millions of people lost their jobs, and moving ahead what we are looking forward to is price instability, debt crisis, so these kind of situation. And also one more thing, you cannot even ignore this fact that in transit Rahu is strong in the Taurus sign. So Taurus is a sign which in the original Kalpurush Kundli represents your saving, your finance and cash, finance only. These days all the transaction, all the buying, selling happens over the net only, digital or online in nature only. Even we are also very much vulnerable towards all the digital security related scam or frauds or concerns as well. So digital security is also going to be an alarming area of concern till the time Rahu is going to be transiting in the Taurus sign only. So I mean to say guys, the only one thing which I want to tell you over here is that this is definitely going to be a very ripe time to give attention to the affairs and matters of your career. And the best part here is that when we talk about the Shravan nakshatra, this nakshatra has got the potential to give a lasting success or victory, and at the same time all what is expected out of this nakshatra's energy is pay heed and listen to what other people are advising you, what your like your mentors or bosses have in store for you. So that's one thing which I want to give attention to, and at the same time giving attention to your mental peace, your mental health is also very important. We all know that from 4th of February till 20th of February, even in the transit in the sky, there is going to be a Kal Sarpa Yoga, so because of which all the planets are going to be in the axis of Rahu and Ketu only. But you even have to look at this from that ways that Saturn is strong in transit, Mars is strong right now, and Rahu and Ketu are also in their benefic state only. Like they are malefic in nature, but they are also capable of giving good result as well, lasting fame as well, spiritual heights as well. Now if you have to understand it from the Rahu and Ketu's domain, so all what I'm trying to tell you and give attention over here is that if you have to understand the way results are going to manifest, so yes, this could be little bit unsettled energy where your intensity, your focus could go towards one area of life only, and basis your innate planetary alignments, like how strong Rahu and Ketu are in your chart. Are they influencing your natal moon? What are your ongoing dashas? So that is how you're going to tackle this energy. But at the same time, I will again emphasize on this thing that if your endeavors, your efforts are put in the right direction, good success can be achieved in this time as well. Now guys, coming to the second section of our today's discussion. So you have to understand this thing that if you will draw or make the chart of independent India, so you're definitely going to find Taurus as the ascendant. So now we will try to understand what exactly is happening one by one. Okay guys, so like the way I have also explained this thing in one of my video, that whichsoever your ascendant is, it's the Leo sign, and the Leo's energies only in whichsoever house it falls. Leo in itself represents recognition, things which we are proud of. Wheresoever it is going to fall, you will definitely be, or you will feel proud of that. So in the chart of India, the Leo sign falls in the 4th house, which is the house of production, which is the house of agriculture, which is the house of farmers. So I mean to say guys, you have to understand this thing that when we talk about farmers, so they are actually the pride, they are actually the pride of our India. So you have to first of all look at it from that ways. So I will explain you one after one. Second way to look at the current ongoing transit on the chart of India is that, as you know, that Rahu is right now transiting in the 1st house. So when we talk about Rahu, which in itself also represents innovation, invention, initially there have been so many speculations that India might not be able to handle the crisis of COVID-19 in an efficient way. But refuting all those claims, not only India managed to handle it in an efficient way, rather India is also helping other nations, other allies as well, by supplying them the COVID vaccine. So I mean to say, this could be seen as a result of Rahu's transit right on the 1st house. Now guys, the second stage to understand this thing is that I have already explained this thing so many times, and I have even posted about this thing, that this whole year Saturn is going to be strong in the transit, which means that all the activists, all the crusaders, all the protesters, labor unions, all of them are definitely going to be in a strengthened state. So you cannot, this is not that time of the year when you think that if you will keep on ignoring them or overlooking them, they will keep on protesting, then they will scream, then they will cry, then they will get tired, and then they will forget. This is not this year's energy. So I mean to say, all these protests and the protesters are definitely going to be in a strong side. That's one thing which I wanted to tell you. And as you can see over here, that the planetary alignments and concentration is going to be happening in the 9th house of India's chart. So guys, when we talk about the 9th house tells about your diplomatic ties. House also tells about the foreign influence. So definitely whatsoever is happening right now, like for someone who is truly patriotic, believer in the sovereign India's foundation and principles, so they might be getting offended because of the foreign intervention. But you have to understand this thing, that all of this pressure created could definitely act in the favor of India only, where first of all, at the end, it's the farmers only who will come out as a winner by getting all of that which they are protesting for, all of their demands. The second thing is that all the fringe elements, all the people with their biased, separatist intentions, they are definitely going to be exposed. That is one more thing which I can tell you over here. And the third thing is that, see, whenever Saturn transits any house, Saturn's transit in the 9th house, so the ruling government in the past has been accused of being unfair towards the minorities. So that is also a time when the transit of Saturn in the 9th house is actually going to bring out India in its more strengthened and diversified side, that how united we are even in all of these diversity. So I mean to say, this could be seen as one of the probable result of the way the planetary transits are going to impact it. And another way of looking at this ongoing transit happening in the India's chart is that, guys, if we will try to understand the foreign alliances, all the international alliances, so we give attention to the 11th house for that. So as you can fairly see over here that the 11th house is being ruled by the planet Jupiter, and at the same time the another house which Jupiter is ruling in the chart of India, that is of the 8th house of unpredictability. So I mean to say the house lord, 8th house lord and the 11th house lord right now is weak in the transit. So I mean to say India has to rely completely on its own even in the most of the difficult times. So like right now we are already having ongoing issues with one of the neighbor, so because of which India has to be completely self-reliant, self-sufficient to handle these kind of crises. Diplomatic ties or foreign allies coming to the rescue or arbitrate to the best of the interest of India, so those possibilities looks little bit dim. That's one thing which I wanted to tell you as per the planetary transit and their assessment on the chart of the India. And one more thing guys, like whenever we talk about these kind of situations, so not only we have to give attention to the chart of the nation, we also have to give attention to the chart of the person who is at the helm of power. So I mean to say, if you have to see the chart of Narendra Modi, so even in the chart of the Narendra Modi, with him as the Scorpio ascendant, his third house is right now very strengthened. Third house, which is the house of courage, which is the house of valor, and at the same time even the 6th house where Mars is transiting this month. So I mean to say guys, and after this it is going to enter the 7th house. So one thing guys which you have to understand this thing, that see, first of all, I'm not biased towards any political party. The only two things which I'm concerned for is the welfare and justice for the farmers and peace which should prevail. And my objective and job here is to give you the planetary alignments and their assessment. So I mean to say guys, the good part right now in the Indian political environment is that, see, the good state is that important is that the person who is in the power should be competent, capable. And the second thing is that there should not be those kind of situations where the government or the ruling party is there in the power because of the coalition government. So right now the case is that whatsoever is going to happen in the times to come, this person or PM Narendra Modi is definitely going to be in a state where he will take complete accountability and responsibility of his decisions, of his judgment, or the way he handled the situation. Okay friends, now the third section of today's discussion, where we will try to understand the results of this upcoming planetary alignments, 6 planets conjunction in the Capricorn sign for all the 12 ascendant natives. So if you have to understand it for the Aries ascendant natives, so this could be seen as a very fortunate, very blessed time for you. I have already emphasized on this that your 10th house is very much empowered. So doing meditation, doing yoga, and stirring up your professional endeavors can actually bring some good results. That's one thing which I wanted to tell you over here. If you have to understand it for the Taurus ascendant natives, so guys, in your case, religious austerities and the grace and support of luck and fortune can actually help you. This could be seen as a very blessed time for you to do meditation, remain very much dutiful, devoted towards the teachings of your guru, of your ancestors, of your Kul Guru. So that is something which I wanted to tell you over here. If you have to understand it for the Gemini ascendant natives, so guys, this is not a very good time for you. You have to remain very watchful of your actions, of any form of headstrongness, any form of reckless, careless actions. So you have to give heightened attention to that. If you have to understand it for the Cancer ascendant natives, so guys, this time could be seen as a mediocre or average time for you. Definitely you are going to get new insights towards your dealings with the world, your public dealings, even for all those people in whose case any of the commercial activities qualifies, or foreign or any business qualifies, or any of the artistic or creative field qualifies. They could actually get some good results. The only thing which is required out of you is sincere efforts, and at the same time doing lot of yoga and meditation and giving heightened attention to your mental health, and don't get affected because of people's opinion or public opinion towards you. So you have to remain confident in your own values, in your own efforts, your actions, and then you can actually sail through and get the best out of this transit. If you have to understand it for the Leo ascendant natives, so guys, this is not a very good time for you. So I mean to say, I'm so sorry if I'm saying this thing bit blunt, but you have to understand this thing, that the whole planetary concentration is going to be happening in your 6th house. So this time could be seen as very good for all those people who are preparing for some competitive exams, who are in some of the law enforcement agencies. But apart from that, for someone who has got a very simple life, a very sorted life, so suddenly you will start feeling this thing, that your day-to-day life is actually becoming more overbearing, more overwhelming, or more demanding, or any form of like enemies or people who are envious of you, they might get more power. So the only thing which is required out of you is that you have to remain in the back foot and make your moves with lot of contemplation and caution. If you have to understand it for the Virgo ascendant natives, so guys, this could be seen as a very blessed time for you. Like, you will definitely see that whichsoever area you want to focus, or you want to bring your attention or your energies, so whether in the form of the divine guiding you, your intuition guiding you, or any of your ventures taking up a positive turn, so this time period or the concentration of the planets happening in your 5th house is actually going to make you more mature and could introduce you to some new opportunities as well. For Libra ascendant, guys, this whole planetary concentration is going to be happening in your 4th house. So I mean to say, this could be a time of fears, insecurities, and domestic responsibilities, problems could overpower you, overwhelm you. So you have to remain and make a healthy balance of your family life, of your work, your career. So that's one thing which I want to advise you. If you have to understand it for the Scorpio ascendant natives, so guys, in your case, the whole planetary concentration is going to be happening in your 3rd house. So I mean to say, all the intangible aspect of the 3rd house could actually help you, support you, give you good result. So for example, for long have you been putting your efforts in one particular direction, your own efforts, some startups, some new ventures you're working on. So there you could actually find some concrete, some positive development, some new opportunity which might come your way. But at the same time, your behavior within the people around you has to be very calculative. That's one thing which I want to tell you. If you have to understand it for the Sagittarius ascendant natives, so guys, your concerns of your finances are actually going to come to the center stage. So I mean to say, let's say for example, if your ongoing dashas are very promising, some good new financial lucrative opportunity might come your way. But let's say for example, if your financial state is already going through a difficult times and your ongoing dashas are also not very promising, so in those kind of scenarios and situation, I will advise you to make good decisions and good judgment on the matters of your finances. Any of the careless handling of the finances could create some problem in future otherwise. If you have to understand it for the Capricorn ascendant natives, so guys, definitely you're going to find yourself bit overburdened with the pressure of the responsibilities, because more than 6 planets which are going to be happening right on the 1st house of your ascendant. So I mean to say, responsibilities might come heavy on you, but at the same time, Saturn is going to remain on your 1st house for a long time. So I mean to say, Saturn has come to your 1st house in order to make you more responsible, and Saturn doesn't give any concrete result before making you work hard or testing your patience. So I mean to say, just remain bit patient in the face of any of the additional burden of responsibilities. If you have to understand it for the Aquarius ascendant natives, so guys, this is not a very promising time for you. Your matters of finances will be on the center stage. How you're going to handle your expenses, which area of your life is actually draining your energy more. So the only thing which I want to advise you over here is that inculcate some good habits of morning walk, doing yoga, waking up early, doing meditation. So that is definitely going to help you in tackle any of the fears of insecurities, any of the restlessness. That's something which I want to advise you over here. And last friends, if you have to understand it for the Pisces ascendant natives, so in your case, the planetary transits is going to be happening in your 11th house. So I mean to say guys, this time could be seen as a very promising time for you. The only thing which is expected out of you is that your highest of the hopes or wishes or whatsoever your dream projects are, if you're working hard in that direction, so this time could actually introduce you to some new opportunity or some good advice, good counselors, good advisors could come in your life. So that's something which I wanted to tell you as a part of the ongoing planetary transit theme specific to your ascendant. So this is something, guys, which I wanted to share as a part of my inputs for all those ongoing planetary transit situations which are happening. And the one thing which I want to say over here before I will conclude this video, that I do not have any biasness towards any political party. All what I want, like right now, is first of all justice for the farmers, and the second thing is that peace should prevail. So for further more updates and notifications on the science of astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you.